Hello everyone, in this video I will go over my solution to the problem named cooking. This problem is taken from today's AtCoder beginner contest and is problem D. So before I read the problem statement, let's look at the key ideas which this problem is testing you on. So this problem is testing you on the following two key ideas. The first one is to come up with a DP state and recurrence. And as I will explain in the solution to this problem, it's actually quite simple to figure out what the recurrence would be and the state would be. However, if you want to get AC, then what you would need to do is that you would need to drop one of those variables. So you would need to drop one of the state variables in order to get AC, and only with this optimization can you get AC. So let's look at the problem statement. In this problem, we are given a person called Takahashi who is going to cook n dishes called dish 1 through dish n. Dish I can be cooked by using an oven for Ti consecutive minutes. This means that the oven or the dish can be cooked only in one go, and there are two ovens, and an oven can only cook a single dish at a time, and we need to find the smallest number of minutes needed to cook all the n dishes. So we are basically given the integer n and we are given the times required to cook each dish. And let's look at the first sample test case. We are given 5 dishes and it requires 8 minutes, 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 2 minutes and 5 minutes to cook each of those 5 dishes respectively. The answer in this test case would be 13, and we would follow the process outlined over here. The first oven would cook the dishes 1 and 5 or 5 and 1, and then the second oven would cook the dishes 2, 4 and 3. Notice that in this case they have told which order to cook the dishes in, but it actually doesn't matter because the total time taken is what matters, and the total time taken would be 12 for oven 2 and 8 plus 5, which is 13 for oven 1. And similarly in the second sample test case, you can see that the oven 1 will cook the dish for 1000 minutes and oven 2 will cook the dish for 1 minute, and hence since oven 1 took more time, we'll take that value of 1000, and that's the answer for the second sample test case. So first, let's look at the 4-part solution to this problem, and then let's look at the optimization required to get AC. So the 4-part DP solution for this problem is that the first part is that we need to realize that the only variables which we need to represent in our recursive state is, the first thing is obviously the dish number, the second thing is the time at which the first oven is currently, and the time at which the second oven is currently. And by the statement the time at which the oven is running, I mean the time required to process all the dishes which were assigned to that oven before the current time. And this basically means that the current time of the oven is T1 and the current time of the oven is T2 and the current dish number is I. So that's exactly what our DP state is. The DP state is I T1 T2, which is the minimum number of minutes required to cook the dishes from I to N if the first oven is currently running on time T1 and the second oven is on time T2. So this is our DP state. Now let's look at the transition and the base case. The transition should be simple. We either assign the ith oven to the oven 1 or we assign the ith dish basically to oven 2, and hence we have two possible cases. The first case is we assign the ith dish to the first oven. This means that we need to look at the dishes from I plus 1 to n. T1 increases by T of I, which is the time required to cook the ith dish, and T2 remains the same. And similarly in the second case, when we assign the ith dish to the second oven, the number or the answer in the second case would be dp of I plus 1 T1 of and then T2 plus T of I. And hence what we can basically say that dp of I of t is the minimum of these two cases. Hence we have that dp I T1 T2 is minimum of dp I plus 1 t1 plus t of I of t2 and dp of I plus 1 t1 of t2 plus t of I. Now the base case should be simple. If we are the nth oven, then the answer is basically going to be the maximum of t1 and t2. So now let's look at the base case. If we are at the nth oven, then the answer is going to be the maximum of t1 and t2. And this is because we have already assigned the dishes to the ovens, and we have realized that it takes t1 seconds to process all the dishes in the first oven, and it takes t2 seconds or t2 minutes to process all the dishes from the second oven. And hence basically we are done with the process, and we just need to take the maximum time taken for oven 1 and of oven 2. However, notice that the number of states in our DP solution is that it's 100 into 10 to the 5th into 10 to the 5th, and this is because the number of dishes can be at max 100. The time of the first oven, the time of oven 1 can be at max 100 into 10 cubed, which is 10 to the 5th, and this applies for both oven 1 or oven 2. And the reason why it can be 10 to the 5th is because in the worst case all the Ti values are 1000, and when we reach the end the value of T1 would become 10 cubed into 100, which is 10 to the 5, and value of T2 would also become 10 to the 5 in some cases, and at max there are 10 to the 12 states as per this solution. However, this is obviously too slow to run in 2 seconds. But notice that 100 into 10 to the 5th is 10 to the 7th, which will definitely work in 2 seconds. Now this motivates the following idea. We just need to drop a state variable. We just need to remove either of T1 or T2, and then our solution would pass the time limit. Now how do we drop the state variable? And the idea is simple. Notice that in both cases T1 and both cases case 1 and case 2, the sum T1 plus T of I plus T2 is the same in both of the cases. So it basically remains invariant. And based on that fact, we can easily figure out T2 if we know T1. And this is the key idea. If we already know what T2 is from T1, then why do we need to memorize it, or why do we need to even store it as a state variable? We can just do away with it. And there are two possible ways in which you can do away with it. The first way is that you can calculate the value of T2 from T1, which is by finding the sum of all the Ti's minus T1. But the second way is what I'm going to focus on, and that's the easy way out. The easy way out, instead of explicitly finding T2, is that we use recursion plus memoization. So how do we use recursion plus memoization? What we basically do is that we pass I, T1, T2 in the recursion, but what we memoize out is I, T1. So this basically means that our DP table stores I, T1, but our recursive function, so our solve function, would look like I, T1 and T2. And this is what I'll be focusing on when I'm implementing the code. So let's just look at the code which does the same thing which I've written over here to make things more clear for you, especially the optimization part. So first let's have a global variable n, which is at max 100. The sum of all the Ti's, so let's say T sum, is at max 10 to the 5th, and hence we have a global DP table which stores those DP values. So let's read in n. And let's read in the variables which are basically the times. So let's have another global variable called times, and let's read in the values to those times array to basically store the amount of time required to cook the ith dish. And let's write the solve function. The solve function is going to take the parameters, the current dish, the current time required to process all the dishes which are assigned to oven 1, and the time required to process the dishes of oven 2. And for our base case, if I is n, we return the maximum of T1 and T2 because we have already done all the dishes. Otherwise, there are two cases. So in case 1, we go to the T1 plus times of I basically refers to the new time required to process the dishes in oven 1, and that's because we have assigned the dish to oven 1. So that's our first case, and the second case would be that we would call the solve function on I plus 1, T1 and T2 plus times of I, and we would take the minimum of these two possibilities. However, if the current value is not -1, we would return the current value, and in this case we are memoizing only I comma T1. So this is the key optimization which we use in our solution, and we'll basically just call this code on on the variable 1, T1 and T2. T1 will be 0 and T2 will be also 0 because we are currently at the 0th index. So there's a small mistake which I made in my code, which is basically if I is n plus 1, then we return the max of T1 and T2. And this is because we have assigned dishes 1 to n to the two ovens. And please note this change over here also. The base case would actually be dp of n plus 1 of T1 of T2 is equal to maximum of T1 of T2, and this is because we have basically processed the dishes 1 to n. Notice that dp of n of T1 of T2 would be the minimum of the maximum of T1 plus times of n and T2, or we would basically assign the last dish to T2. So dp of n of T1 of T2 would be basically this, and it would not be maximum of T1 of T2. And running the code on this idea, we get the correct output of 138. And let's just submit this code to see that it gets accepted. So as you could see, my code got accepted. I hope you like the problem and my solution to this problem. As you could see, this problem illustrated the idea of coming up with a simple DP solution which is too slow and which has an extra state variable, then figuring out the fact that we need to eliminate that state variable, and noticing that an easy way to eliminate that state variable is by using recursion plus memoization instead of explicitly finding out what that state variable is. So if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and do consider subscribing to my channel for more such content. Thank you.